I got a note that says it's now streaming live on YouTube. So.
Yep, and I think we're good to go. Okay, sorry about that, everyone.
Those things happen. So we
had the other meeting host jump off, so I'll turn this back over to Dr. White and let her start over. Sorry about that.
Okay, so I have the distinct honor of introducing our guests. I got to know these guests a number of years ago and have had an opportunity to work with them over the years. They've been on the podcast that we offer, the In Factor podcast, and they've also been to our university. They are not only the founders of Barefoot Wine, a brand that all of you know, and they are not only book authors, they've written a bestseller, The Barefoot Spirit, among other major books and projects that they've produced, some of them very creative and innovative, to help entrepreneurs succeed. They're passionate about coaching and mentoring and helping other people succeed. In many ways, they were accidental entrepreneurs. It wasn't necessarily the path they set out on, but they have an amazing entrepreneurial mindset. And I am thrilled to have them with us today. It's one of the fortunate things about doing this remotely. They're in California, but they're able to bring us some of the Barefoot Spirit today. I don't want to take any more of their time away. Please help me welcome our guest speakers for today, Michael Houlihan and Bonnie Harvey, two very good friends and amazing entrepreneurs. Thank you for being with us today.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Rebecca. It's always delightful being around you. Your energy is so inspiring. And I feel that the students there are really going to be getting a lot out of your courses and everything else that you're offering. We're happy to be part of the new Venture Expo.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We really love what you guys are doing every year, and we're glad you're continuing it through the magic of technology. Our lives have been cloistered, as you can imagine, just like everybody else out there. There's never been a better opportunity for entrepreneurship than right now. The whole world needs solutions. Every day, Bonnie and I are out there looking on the internet for new ideas that are coming from young people. They're amazing. You know, we saw one the other day. It's called Clean Key. It's designed so that when you do go to the store, you can open the door and whatnot without touching it. It's made out of a metal that's pretty cool because the bugs don't live on it. Where do these ideas come from? They come from necessity. And if necessity is the mother of invention, then the father is being undercapitalized and
not enough money.
And so I guess that's what we're really talking to you about today, because I know that the first step you're going to make out there is looking for money, you think. Well, we're going to try to, through the answers to the questions that you give and through these remarks, tell you that we had no money and we had no knowledge of our industry. It's true that we had an opportunity dropped in our lap, but that would be like somebody gave you the deed to a piece of property and then you had to build a hamburger stand there, and then you had to go out and get credit so that people would front you hamburgers, and years later you were able to be flipping burgers, okay? So that's not really a turnkey situation. So we were in just about as much trouble as you are. So, I mean, we gave a talk to some students at the military one time, and a young man stood up and said, well, he says, I don't have any money. And
I don't know what I'm doing. So I guess I have the keys to success. Well, they were our greatest assets. Because we didn't have knowledge of our industry, we didn't go in there with preconceived ideas. One of the biggest lessons Michael and I have learned is so many people are operating on inaccurate preconceived ideas. So because we had no idea what we were doing, we had to ask a lot of questions, and we started with a fresh slate. So Barefoot is very innovative. There was no other product that came out like that. It was friendly. There weren't friendly wines out at that time. And everything was in English, so you didn't have to know French. It was not intimidating. This was quite unusual for our industry when we started, but we designed it more for ourselves.
Yeah.
And it turned out there was a lot of other people out there like us that wanted a fun wine that was non-intimidating. So we asked a lot of questions, and that changed our industry. Would we have done that if we'd had a big background or our families had been in the wine industry? Probably not. We would have thought we had all the answers. So you don't have all the answers. That's one of your key assets. Get out there and find out what's new and exciting in that industry you're about to go into.
And the other thing is, we operated on the basis of very popularly held misconceptions. You know, if I told you how we actually approached the business, you'd say, oh, that's right. Well, that seems logical. Turns out it was wrong. Okay. And we haven't read many books lately that really debunk some of these popularly held misconceptions. One of the biggest misconceptions that we ran into was we thought that other people who had a financial interest in making money selling our products would do the work necessary to make those sales happen.
Nope.
Not at all. We had to make the sales for them. That was a surprise. Okay. So
for
here,
the distributor, for the distributor's sales reps, for the retailer. We thought if we just sold to a big distributor, hey, we could put our feet up on the desk, smoke that big cigar, pat each other on the back.
Yeah.
No, we had to get out there and make some sales. We had to make them for the distributor's salesperson, and the retailer. We had to go into the community and get the people that were going to buy our product into the
store.
stores.
Yeah. And, I was the president and CEO of the company. Big deal. I'm in a suit and tie. I'm on my knees and hands on the floor, on the linoleum, in Publix number 375 in Tallahassee, Florida, your state. What am I doing? I got a pricing gun in my hand, just like the insurance lady. And what am I doing? I'm pricing bottles of my own wine, pulling them out of boxes and putting them on the shelf. Why? Because if I don't do that, they won't scan. If they don't scan, the big buyer up in Lakeland, Florida is going to say, you know what? Barefoot doesn't sell. It's so unfair. Big deal. Welcome to the real world. The whole thing, it's not fair. It's what's really there. So that's.
And the other big asset we had was
was
having no money. How many of you out there have all the money you need, huh?
Yeah, just put your hand up.
I don't see any hands up.
Yeah. So,
How was that an asset?
well, it was an asset because it forced us to scrounge, okay? It forced us to become very creative.
Resourceful.
Resourceful. I mean, our first office was our laundry room, right? Why? Because we couldn't afford a washer and a dryer. It was the biggest space we had that was empty in our house. And,
And we couldn't afford a desk to put in that empty space. So we went to the old barn in the back, pulled out a door, washed it down, put it on 2 sawhorses. That was the first desk in the first office of what today is the largest wine brand in the world.
So that's basically the
So
spirit.
you can do it.
That's basically the spirit. We call it the barefoot spirit.
Yes.
But, it's kind of like getting down to basics. How do you start a business with no money? Well, the first question you have to say is, who gets rich if I get rich? Who is my strategic ally? And if you can't find them, you just take a look at your accounts payable. I swear, the biggest payable that you have is a strategic ally. They may not know it yet. You need to go talk to them. You need to explain to them why, if you're successful, you'll buy more of their stuff. And that's what we did. And whether they want to or not, we met with our suppliers every single month, again, whether they wanted to or not. And we told them our stories about our challenges, our setbacks, everything else.
And our opportunities. Now, when it comes to opportunities, for instance, Michael's out there in Florida, we're trying to set up for a large chain store, right? How are we going to supply them with goods if we get into that large chain store? we don't have enough money to buy all the supplies, the glass, the corks, with the foils. But because we share our challenges and our opportunities with our biggest supplier, the supplier says, you've been in touch with me all along. I know this is a great opportunity for you. You get into that chain store and you'll be buying more supplies from me. So he extended our credit. He gave us warehousing that we needed, that we didn't have to pay for. And he said, I'd like to have more customers like you that keep in touch with me. That wouldn't have happened if we hadn't been communicating with the supplier on a regular basis.
But we go on too much. So I would love to hear from the students and the questions the students have. We don't have all the answers, but we have enough.
So I think some of the students are going to be asking some questions now. We'll turn it over to them. We'd love to keep hearing you talk, but I think it'd be great to get some of their questions too. This is all great stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. Hi, Mike and Bonnie. Hope you're doing well today. Hope everything worked out with the technical difficulties before. One of the first questions I had actually was, well, first I realized that most people tell us as young aspiring entrepreneurs that you want to follow your passion. And I realized that you guys didn't necessarily do that. Instead, you kind of stumbled upon a lot of wine, which was a great opportunity for you. And then you built that opportunity into a real impressive success story. So my question is, do you consider that opportunity as being more important than following a passion? Or would you maybe say that you developed the passion from a good opportunity, kind of along those lines?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that everyone really needs both. You need to have a passion that you're trying to express in the world. Hopefully that brings in some money. Doesn't necessarily work out that way though, my friends. Now, if you have an opportunity that's presented to you like Michael and I did, you might find that you can take advantage of the opportunity and also insert your passion within your company, which is what we were able to do. We have a passion for preserving parks and green areas and for education and a lot of passions that have to do with supporting nonprofits. And that was really important to us in growing our business because once again, you'll remember we didn't have any money.
So we actually found a way to incorporate our passion into our business, and we did it instead of advertising. So every business, the biggest cost is how do you get the word out, right? I don't care whether you have a campaign or whether you're brand building or you have commercial advertising. All these things are designed to get the word out.
And they're expensive.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you have to keep doing it. It's like shooting into the air with a shotgun. You hope you hit a duck. What we did was more targeted. We went after groups that were in the neighborhoods that surrounded the stores where our products were sold. We asked them what they needed. We gave them wine to help them raise funds for their worthy cause. We call it worthy cause marketing. And you'll be able to find more about it out in the show notes or on our websites. Mm-hmm. So it's a really great question. The answer is you need both. I'm sorry, but opportunity will present itself to you more often than your passion will.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask the next question. One of our classmates, Nicholas, asked, what was your strategy when you first started out? Did you go after big contracts to increase production and your margins, or did you ever fake it till you make it?
Well, I think we did a little of both, didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't we?
I would say so. Well, plan A was to bottle all of our product up, sell it to a big chain, pay back the grower that was owed the $300,000 for his grapes, and go on about our business, figure out what else we wanted to do. But plan A didn't quite work out that way.
No. Basically,
the big buyer didn't take it.
Well, not only the big buyer didn't take it, but we discovered something that many entrepreneurs don't really give enough thought to, and that is the cost of sales, not the
Yes.
cost of goods. Everybody knows what COGS is, the cost of sales. How much does it cost to take that guy out to lunch? How much did it cost to fly there to take him out to lunch? How about put yourself up in a hotel and rent a car there so you could take him out to lunch? What happens if you don't take him out to lunch? Oh, he doesn't buy. Oh,
Personalized attention, folks. That's what everybody wants.
yeah. So I would say that the whole concept of sales was a real education for us. I mean, we learned it the very hard way. We thought, another popularly held misconception, if you got a great product at a great price with a cute logo and all your friends love it, it's a slam dunk. Forget it. They're not going to knock down windows and kick out doors to get to you. You're going to have to do the same to get to them. And that was our wake up call.
I also have another question from one of our classmates, and that said that you mentioned in the interview, and then you actually just mentioned again that you really didn't have the money for a large marketing program when you first started out. How did you create and afford such a plan once you did get big enough to secure national accounts?
We did what we had started off doing in California that we found to be very successful, supporting the nonprofit groups around the areas where our product was sold. That worked so well that we continued to do that. We just put more energy into doing that. And as we grew and we started opening up in different states, we found the best way to support the sales, which meant working with the distributor, working with the retailer, working with the community, was to have our own salesperson in that territory. And we called them barefooters. Sometimes we called them wine cops.
Yeah.
Because they were out there checking up on everybody to make sure the job was done and done right. And we never had paid advertising, my friends.
Yeah. Well, I think the real message here is that as you become bigger, as you expand into national accounts, you know, your profit per item goes way down.
Yes, it does.
You know, because now you are supporting somebody who lives in Lincoln, Nebraska, and you're flying them around, and you know, you're paying for all their expenses, and you're paying for somebody that lives in Chicago, Illinois. And before you know it, you've got 20 people out there in 20 different markets. You didn't have this before when you were just doing it in your own state.
So I have another question from one of our peers. Ray asked, what is the biggest challenge when breaking into new areas, even with the turnkey model?
I don't know what he means by a turnkey model.
But let's just say that we figured out how to scotch tape everything together and get our vendors to take a risk on us and give us $300,000 worth of credit for 6 months at no interest. How much money would that cost to borrow from the bank? See, it was much better to get our suppliers on our side. So we treated our suppliers and our customers as if they were partners. And yes, we needed the cash. So Trader Joe's is a classic example. Every time they bought from us, they kept saying, how can we get it cheaper? How can we get it cheaper? And we said, well, you know, you can buy a truckload at a time. You know, that's 1,256 cases, 12 bottles to a case is a lot of bottles. And so they said, how can we get it cheaper? And we said, well, I said, you know, you can buy one type, just Cabernet Sauvignon in a truck. And they said, well, how can we get it cheaper? And,
This is as months and months went by.
and so we finally said, okay, here's what we want. You pay us in cash in advance, and then we'll ship it to you and you can get it cheaper. So you see what we've done there on the selling side. We're using the buyer's money, right? On the supply side, we're using the supplier's money.
Yeah.
And because we're able to raise funds in that fashion, see, we didn't have to go out and give up our equity and trade it for Series 1, Series 2, Series 3 until you work for the investor. So that's what I caution a lot of young people about today. Once again, be resourceful, identify your strategic allies.
Yes.
I think we have time for one more question. Another classmate of ours, Noor, asked, what was the biggest obstacle you guys have faced, and how do you think you managed it, and was it the best way to manage it?
Well, we already said our biggest assets were having no money and no knowledge of the industry. So I guess I can't use those answers for that question.
Yeah. I think our biggest obstacle was really team building and leadership.
Yes.
You get into business and you might think that you are in the pizza business, but after you've got 10 or 15 pizzerias, you are in the personnel management business. And so this is the surprise that we weren't ready for, was the tremendous amount of leadership and guidance and hand holding and that you have to do as the owner. And they're all looking at you, right? You're the source of the money, you're the source of the direction, you're the source of everything in that business. But the fact is, the business can't run by you alone. You got to delegate. You have to give other people control. And so that's
We wrote this book.
just happened to write a book on a subject.
The Entrepreneurial Culture, 23 Ways to Engage and Empower Your People. Turnover is the #1 hidden cost in any business. And you need to understand how to build a team. You need to understand how to hire good people and build great people.
Yeah.
And we've written a lot about that.
Yeah. Great people are not out there walking around. Okay. There's good people. If you're lucky to find them, you're very lucky. And now it's up to you to encourage them to become their best. So once again, back to leadership.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate it.
Good. Hope we've given you some good answers, some good things to think about. And we're always delighted to talk with entrepreneurs. We've been talking for about 8 years now. We've been to about 60 schools that teach entrepreneurship internationally as well. And it's one of our favorite things to do, is to talk with young entrepreneurs and give them the benefit of the knowledge that we gained over 20 years. Because it was tough lessons, my friends. It was stressful, it was expensive, it was heartbreaking, and maybe we can save you some of that pain and suffering. Go to our site, read the books we've written on this, and check in with us once in a while.
And as a special gift, we're giving away 1 free chapter of our new audiobook, which is called The Barefoot Spirit. And it's based on our New York Times bestseller, but it's acted out by Hollywood actors with music and sound effects. So you're immersed in this like seat of your pants, rocket ride of a business experience. You'll learn a lot from it. We did. We're laughing now, but we were crying then. And it'll be in the show notes. You'll see a free chapter to our new book. Hope you enjoy it.
Bonnie, Michael, this was phenomenal. As always, I learned something. And like I said, I've known you probably 8 years or more, and I continue to learn something. One of the things I love best, and I think one of the most valuable messages for our students, is that lack of money and lack of experience are actually assets. And they're in a perfect place right now to go out and pursue those opportunities. And you all continue to find amazing ways to find opportunities. I know you bring people to your home for training there on your beautiful campus there in the wine country, and you've got all these exciting virtual materials. So I look forward to the time when we can actually have you back here in Tampa. But for now, thank you so much. This was amazing. And I know we all have thoroughly enjoyed what you brought today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, and congratulations to all you students.
And good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. We're going to move on to our award ceremony. So I think Alan Bridges is going to be giving the first award for the undergraduate students. So Alan, I'll turn it over to you. You're on mute. Little button down on the left. It looks like you're off mute, but we still can't hear you, Alan. Is your volume turned up? Or I don't know if that matters. Yeah. Do you want to go? Let's go on to the next category, and then we'll come back to Alan and see what we can, maybe Alan can figure out his volume. So I think the next one is Shri Goyal with the accelerators.
Let me see if I can unmute it. Can you hear me all right?
We do, yes, thank you.
Okay, that's great. Well, I'm very honored to be one of the judges for the accelerator group. We had 7 submissions in there. I'll just read the 7 submissions where blood alcohol content buddy, Players Hub, Little Saint Nick Foundations, Recharge Nutrition, Purist Pity, Dog Widow, and Light Water. I'm happy to announce that the winner is a young man who self-initiated at a very early age to say thanks and to pay back. And the slogan for that company is Kids Helping Kids. And the winner is Ray Moeller of Little Saint Nick Foundations. Congratulations, Nick. Congratulations, Ray Moeller.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shahir. I just want to take a second to thank Dr. White, Dr. K, Dr. Moore, Dr. Alexiou, Chris and Olivia for all their hard work to make this expo still happen, given the circumstances. Thank you to all the judges and as well, just everyone in the Entrepreneurship Center. It's been an amazing 4 years of learning and growth for myself, and I couldn't have done it without the whole entrepreneurship staff collectively working together. This is the second entrepreneurship award I ever won, and the first one was just a few days ago for the Dr. Weimer Award. So it's pretty divine to receive this recognition as I'm on my way out as a senior at UT, and to think back to when I was a freshman coming in, just a kid coming in with a nonprofit I started when I was 6, to now having a full out business plan and model, and the connections and growth, like I mentioned, that have happened with the Entrepreneurship Center. I'm so grateful, and I really look forward to being a part of the UT community and the Entrepreneurship Center now as an alumni. So thank you, everyone.
Excellent job, Ray.
Thank you both, and congratulations, Ray. So our next, we'll go to the incubators. That's Val Marks, I believe.
Yes, thank you, Rebecca. Well, on behalf of the judges of the incubators, we first want to say we're very honored to have had the opportunity to listen to 6 presentations from amazing companies. Again, we were all very impressed with what you've accomplished. The 6 companies that we reviewed were Seed Classroom, You Help Care, Legal Linda, Siphon, Chef Me, and Blue Iris LLC. And the winner of this prestigious award is Siphon. So congrats to Carl from Siphon, and I'll turn it over to Carl, and you can tell us a little bit about Siphon and your team. Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you so much, Val. I'd have to say thank you to my partner, Matthew Clapper, as well. You can't leave him out of the mix. We really appreciate this award, and we'd like to thank everybody at the Lowe Center for hosting this event. We would like to thank the judges for your time and commitment, and to all the businesses in our category. We really loved your videos and we're moved by your projects. It's an honor to win in a category that is filled with such aspiring and inspiring entrepreneurs and with brilliant ideas. We wish the best for you all and hope that we can all flourish in Tampa Bay together. Even though Siphon is still a new business, we're doing all that we can to increase the visibility of artists, small businesses, and brick and mortars in our area. We will continue our effort to equip locals with the power to influence, to bring positive change to the community that they love.
We're humbled and appreciative. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you. And we are our Masters of Science, Carmine.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. I myself am very honored to be announcing this award. I had so much fun listening to the presentations, going through them all, and really seeing some cool ideas that are going to be happening in the future. This was a large group. I'm going to go through the presentations real quick. We had over 20, I think, and it was pretty fascinating to go through them all. The first one was Swing Friends. The next was ICU Consulting. Then we had Horizon, Salt Pines New Venture Expo pitch. Well, Salt Pines, Doggy Dumps pitch. We had the Fresh Market. We had All in One, WOM, Moffitt Advisors, Maniti Italian Luxury, WUD, Aramen, Lisa's Just Around the Corner, Morning Coffee Pitch, Westwater Sports, Want It, Make It, Stick Pitch, Carib Cart, the Simply Chrissy brand, Retire in Ecuador, and Port Key Candles. So as you see, we had a lot of people pitching. It was great. I went through the videos several times. Now, this particular category was super close. We went through it many times, and what we decided to do was not pick one winner. We broke it up into 3 different. So we still broke it up a little bit. So we have a third place, a second place, and a first place. So third place goes to Port Key Candles, which was, again, excellent pitch. All of these, every one of them was very, very close. Number 2 was Stick, S-T-I-K. And number 1 was the All-in-One Toothbrush Product by Stephanie Prince. And I will turn this over to Stephanie for a quick explanation.
Hi, thank you. Stephanie Pierce here. I just want to say thank you to all of the judges. That was a huge endeavor to have 20 entries and to have to go through every last one of those. I am completely honored and humbled by being the selected one. This is a journey that I started 15 years ago, but I really kicked it off this year. And I gotta say thank you to Professor White, Professor K, and Professor Pitts for all of their teachings and just helping me through this. And basically, I think Dr. Pitts, he talked me off of a ledge a couple times. So I really, really appreciate it. I can't even imagine where this is going to go next. I'm very excited about the next steps. And I'm just looking forward to, eventually launching this. I can't believe it, launching my own business. That'd be awesome. So thank you guys very, very much. I'm super excited.
And who do we have next here?
I think it would be Jeff, right?
I think it's Jeff.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know I was up. Yeah, it was very encouraging, along with all the other winners, to do well. Just a huge thank you to UT for adjusting so quickly and offering the expo for us as students. And then, of course, thank you to all the judges for taking time out of their online schedules to review all of our, pitches and providing valuable feedback that I'm sure we'll all take to heart. So thank you.
And that was my fault. Sorry, guys. I wasn't sure if we were going to have all 3 winners speak or not. So
And
next
Joelle,
up, Port Key Candles.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank the faculty and staff for orchestrating the New Venture Expo and continuing to hold it throughout the ongoing pandemic. I want to thank my teachers for always helping me with their immense knowledge and for being amazing. And lastly, I'd like to thank my entrepreneurship cohort for always being supportive and always helping one another. And I'd like to thank the judges also. Thank you. And super exciting.
thank you, Joelle. Did we lose Alan?
I think he left and came back. I see him back in here.
Okay, I've asked Logan to see if he could help him with his volume because I think, or his.
I'm seeing Alan shaking his head.
Still no sound.
Muting and unmuting himself. Yeah.
Logan, are you able to do anything as the host?
I unmuted him already, but it doesn't seem like it's working.
Probably he can come on phone.
Well, would you like me to go ahead and present this on?
Yeah, sure. Alan, we're sorry that we can't get you connected, but we'll go ahead and move forward. Thank you for coming anyway.
So I guess on behalf of the Tampa Bay CEO Council, who generously contributes to this event every year, specifically for our senior undergraduate entrepreneurship students, we had 7 judges in this category review, I believe, 14 pitches. And after looking through all those and having some discussion, the winner in this one was relatively clear, and that goes to Eco Greens. Congratulations, Eco Greens. And Lucia, if you're with us, would you like to jump in?
Yes, of course. First of all, thank you very much on behalf of us 3. I guess we can all agree that it was a very challenging project under challenging circumstances. But at the end, those are the things that make it even more rewarding. Thank you so much to our amazing Professor Costas. If we won, it's because we had your guidance and you taught us well. And of course, thank you to my dad, who is the person that ultimately came up with this business concept. I guess we were simply the people who introduced the idea to the university. So thank you all very much for this award.
Thank you again on behalf of the Loth Entrepreneurship Center as well, and all the faculty up there, and as well all the other videos and business concepts in our category.
Fantastic, well deserved.
Thank you.
Well, I think we have come to the end of our program, and we are almost exactly on time. We're actually a couple of minutes ahead, which never happens. But I want to thank everybody for your contribution to the development of the program, to the implementation of the program, and to this award ceremony. As we've mentioned, several people have mentioned today, it is very different. It's not what we expected, but as Bonnie and Michael taught us, sometimes the greatest opportunities are going to be in those areas that seem like at the time the greatest challenges. So, I just want to commend all 50 or 50, was it 51 entries that we had? I think somewhere around there.
44, 46.
Oh, 46. Okay. 46 entries that we had. This to me is really amazing. And it just reminds me again of what an amazing student body that we have. Your willingness to be resilient, to adapt to change. It tells me a lot about you, and it lets me know with confidence that you're going to be successful. You are getting an experiential education like no one else has had for a long, long, long time. This experience is really changing everything about the way that we live and the way that we think. And those of you who are willing to adapt and bring your entrepreneurial mindset to this context are going to find tremendous opportunities. So I congratulate you. I encourage you to take what you're learning, apply it to the world around you, pay attention, take it all in, use what you're learning, and make a difference in the world. I know that you can do that. And so congrats to everybody. Thank you to all the judges. We had an amazing group of judges that took time to be a part of this. All the videos, took time to read them, review them, and experience them and interact with the students. So we thank you for doing that. Thank you to those of you who are part of the program today. And Kostas, I know you've had a tremendous role in this whole program. So I don't know if you have anything else you'd like to say as we close, but I want to invite you to do so if you do.
It wasn't perfect, but hey, it worked. And congratulations, not just to the winners, but to everyone. And thank you to everyone involved who helped put it together and make it happen. It's just too important and too cool of an event for us not to do. So thank you all, and best of luck moving forward.
Good
luck, everyone. Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Excellent job, Kostas. Excellent job.
Thanks. All right, let's shut this thing down. Thanks,
Great job, buddy.
for joining.
Bye, everybody. Thanks.
I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting and have a great summer.
Cheers. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, well done.
Oh.
Yeah.